Welcome back to the channel, Below Average Wild Camper, and a Happy New Year. So this is my first camp of 2023 and this is the third attempt at it, to be honest. Well, I was meant to do this camp on the 29th of December, but the weather was terrible. So we turned up here to do it on New Year's Day and it was even worse. So we give in, we drove home without even getting out of the car. So today is Sunday the 8th of January and it is 1 o'clock and we're at Carter Bar on the English-Scottish border, and we're about to walk along the English-Scottish border all the way to a place called Hungry Law and then down to a place called Echo Crags for a wild camp. I'm with me dad, Over the Hill Wild Camper, and with me mate Ciaran, and it is wild outside. Very windy, but the forecast today is not a lot better than it was last week, but we're just going to get it done. So anyway, I'll show you around a bit and then we'll get cracking. Right, all the best. So the wind's maybe just calmed down a fraction here, so you might be able to hear us, I don't know. But basically we've left Carter Bar car park on the English-Scottish border and we're walking along the English-Scottish border. And let us show you, I think Donald Trump would be a bit disappointed with this border. So I'm assuming, because we're on the Scottish side, so this is the Scottish fence here. And that's the English one, and this bit in between the two fences must be the demilitarised zone. Anyway, I'm not sure why there's a fence there, maybe it's just for the sheep, but it's definitely the English-Scottish border. So I'm not in charge of navigation today, my dad is. And he's having the directions piped into his hearing aids. His hearing aids! So we cannot go wrong.
There we are.
So he truly is an over-the-hill wild camper. He's got the latest Bluetooth hearing aids and he's getting his, I think it's Komoot, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's using his Komoot route planner to tell him through his lugs which way we're going. So if we get lost, I'll be most disappointed. Anyway, it really is windy. I don't even know if you can hear this, so it's very unlikely I'm going to do too much speaking on this journey to the location. But we're heading to this place called Echo Crags, and it's in a bit, it's like a dip, there's a little bowl, so I'm hoping we might be a bit more sheltered there, because I plan on doing another Trangia extravaganza. So stay tuned for that, because you'll definitely learn something. Right, anyway, I'll introduce you to the cast for today. It's the same as it was at the Wainstones. We've got my father Dave. Say hello, Davey.
Alright.
We've got Ciaran.
Alright.
Our Celtic friend. So he feels at home because we're on the right side of the border as far as Ciaran's concerned. Right, anyway, we're going to make some progress because we've only been walking about 20 minutes. Ciaran's hands have nearly dropped off. The wind chill. Right, anyway, see you in a bit.
Lovely part of the country, isn't it?
What, the Scottish bit or the English bit? Eh?
Both as nice as each other.
There you go, you heard it from Ciaran. He doesn't take sides.
Sure, I'm neutral anyway.
So we've walked from over that hill
to here, and it's about what, a mile and a half? Not very far. Very boggy, but the Cheviot always is. Dave's just going to have a quick look on his app. So it was Jesus' birthday a couple of weeks ago. It's my dad's on Wednesday, and he's 71. Tell him what you got for your birthday, Dave.
A GoPro.
A GoPro.
A GoPro.
Hero 11. Tell them who got you that, Dave.
Stephen, Ian and Liz.
Aye.
Well,
Right.
Ian and the family, should I say.
Aye. I bet you wish you had a son like me. Eh? Anyway, how far have we done?
They didn't tell us.
Well, it would if you look properly.
Where does it tell
I
us?
thought you'd started the activity. Oh. Anyway, we've walked for a bit.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Sure.
Very distinctive landscape, the Cheviot. It's very different other place. It's like desolate but lovely at the same time. It's not as dramatic as the lakes, is it? Or
No,
it's like rolling mounds, really. But we've gone to like a field of Christmas trees here, which would have been better if we did it on the 29th of December like we intended to. Anyway, I'm sort of waffling. We better get cracking because we've got some nice dinner to make when we get there. Right, we've finally got there. So, have you ever heard of Echo Beach, the song? Well, that's not this. This is Echo Crags. Whew. The terrain to get here, although there's not loads of climbing, it's the worst terrain ever. It's tuffety, boggy. That was a really hard walk, and it took much longer than we thought. So we're literally running out of daylight. The GoPro probably doesn't do it justice, but it's dingy. So I'll give you a little look around. It's great, this place. Like a real natural bowl. So we should get a bit of shelter. I'm hoping it's not as boggy down there as we've just come across, because that was horrendous. Anyway, Ciaran and Dave, my dad, they haven't got here yet. I just ploughed on, but they're nearly here. I don't know if you can see them. Just about there and there. Anyway, I'm going to get down into that bowl, find the best spot before these two do, start pitching me tent. Right, so as you've just seen, tent's up. I'll give you a bit of a spin around. In there is the toilet gate, and this is electricals and that. So I've got my water, some fake beer and some Pepsi Max, etc. In this one I've got some pork scratchings, some nuts. I've raided my mother-in-law's tin of Heroes and pinched all the best ones. Sorry, Carol. And I got a selection box off someone as well, so I've put some of that in. That's where I keep all my my coffee and my oil and my salt and cooking utensils. Anyway, so below average wild camper, and today I was definitely below average because halfway here, I did mention at the beginning, wasn't I, Trangia Masterclass, why halfway here I realised I didn't pack my Trangia stove, did I? What a tit. So I've got all the ingredients for the Trangia Masterclass, but no Trangia. So I'm going to have to do it on me dad's gas stove. I don't know how we're going to go about this. Like, Ciaran, who's with us, he's got a bit of a kind of MSR skillet. So I might, once he's cooked these burgers, I might need to nick that and use that. But I'll manage, like, because I might have mentioned before, or for anyone new to my channel, I've got a NVQ level 1 in professional cooking, so you know, I'm not pissing about here. Anyway, like I said, we're going to start getting the kettle on, have a coffee, and get on with the night. Got a clear sky, it's not very windy, bit of a breeze. Just about same breath, but it's not too bad. Certainly a lot warmer than the last camp I did. Anyway, I'll bring you back in a bit, maybe when we start cooking, eh?
Right, so it's actually started snowing. That wasn't on the forecast. So we've been a bit tent-bound, and we've just thought, what the hell, we've got to come out and cook. So we've come to the kitchen, as you can see, which is a nice rock, and we're going to use Ciaran's skillet, my dad's gas burner, and I'm going to cook beef bourguignon. I probably won't be able to film all this, to be honest, because I was going to do it on my Trangia, but you know, I'll do my best any road. So you can say it's not ideal conditions. Like, I'm not sure this will get on Saturday Kitchen, if I'm being honest. But the next one, I'll try and remember me Trangia. But to be honest, the same principles apply. You know, you apply heat to food and it cooks, right? So bear with us. So I've put some oil in. And as I always bang on about, the key to anything stewed or curries or bolognese or chili, cook the onions first properly. So that's a shallot. Well, that's a 1 banana shallot. That's shallot. I would do this probably a bit more like carefully if it wasn't snowing, right? So bear with us. But I would normally like cook the meat and the onions separately, but I'm not doing that. The most important thing for me is to get the onions cooking. Right, so them onions have been cooking for as long as I can be bothered, but if you do this at home, cook them for longer. Anyway, next I'm going to add in is some smoked pancetta, because basically what I'm cooking is a kind of version of beef bourguignon. It's not quite as refined as I would do at home.
In terrible conditions.
It's like extreme cooking with the below average wild camper. It's my own fault though. If I had my Trangia, I probably would have done it in the tent, you know, but I cannot do that with this in my tent, with this gas thing. Right, I've had to swap the gas stoves. I've got rid of Dave's because it's shite. And I've borrowed Ciaran's, is it a Soto Windmaster? Significantly better. It's not that windy really, but we've got a bit of a windshield. So what I'm putting in now is some chopped up mushrooms. Hopefully they'll saute it down to next to nothing. Give us a bit of room. Normally I would seal the meat and then add it to this, but I'm not doing that. The meat's just going to have to go in here, and we're going to have to deal with it. This is extreme cooking. Extreme cooking. So the meat, it's a sirloin steak, chopped up. Then I've already floured it at home with some plain flour and some mustard powder, and that'll thicken it up. So we'll hide that in next.
Shall we have it medium rare?
Okay, so I've browned the meat off as best I can. So Ciaran's going to point the camera now at the pan. Can you see that all right?
Looking good there, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking very good.
And now I'm going to put some dried herbs. And all it is rosemary and thyme. There's a bay leaf there. And there's some black pepper as well. Next thing, merlot.
Look at that. It's starting to look like a beef vermouth.
There you go. And then to put in that as well, I'm going to put this in. It's one of them no stock pots. It's the beef one, and that'll just dissolve into it. So that's basically the seasoning. I'm not going to put any more salt in it. And now we're just going to let this simmer up and thicken up, and the alcohol will burn off. And that's it. So we'll bring you back when it's starting to look a little bit more edible. Alright?
Ciaran's on the Elvis juice. Me dad's just told us he's actually drinking a can of Northern Rock.
Northern Monk?
I think he means Northern... What was it, Dave?
Northern Monk. Northern Monk.
Not
Order of the Faith.
Not Northern Rock.
6.5%.
Northern Monk.
6.5% Northern Rock. Order of the Faith.
There you go. Northern Rock. Northern Rock.
That looks not looking too bad, is it?
It's not too bad. Nice, no?
Smells alright.
Right. So
Have
we're
you
going...
used all that Merlot?
Aye, all the Merlot's gone in.
Oh, Dave's disappointed.
And
Yeah, like a glass of red wine.
we're having this stuff, which is a revelation to me, because I remember Smash. I once bought a tub of Smash when I went to university, and I never bought it again. It was absolutely horrible.
So might that be.
I've had this. This is a revelation. So my mother-in-law Carol introduced us to this Idaho Perfect Mash, and I must say it is exactly like mashed potato. All you do is you just add water, let it stand for a minute, fluff it up, and jobs are good. So that's what we're having.
So, back at the dinner. Get that pointed down here. That's thickening up really nicely. It's sirloin steak, so it shouldn't be too tough even if we don't cook it too long. This is definitely cooked now. It'll be edible, will not die. But really, ideally, this should be cooking for a good while. So I think while that simmers, we'll maybe start thinking about this this potato. So we've added water to this mashed potato stuff. We leave it for a minute, and then we fluff it up. And there you go. Hey presto, we have mashed potato. Look at this beef bourguignon now. I reckon that looks the business, doesn't it? Despite the tough conditions, we made it work. Gateshead College, NVQ level 1, professional cooking. Right, let's divvy this up. So, what do you reckon? Mashed potato, beef bourguignon. Jobs are good.
After this, we're going to have boil in the bag chocolate pudding, so I'm not going to put you through watching that, right? I'm going to eat these, then we'll probably end up back in our tents, because as you can see, it's snowing.
Right, back in the tent, that's it. That's been a great night. Let's have a look what time it is. So it's 25 to 10. So I don't feel tired whatsoever, but I don't expect much sleep anyway. So I'm going to listen to a few podcasts. Generally listen to sort of like true crime, murdery stuff, you know. Helps just go to sleep. Or I do quite like this podcast by a guy called Danny Robbins called I can't remember, Uncanny maybe, and it's basically about like ghosts and stuff, so you know, just the kind of thing to send you asleep. Anyway, cracking night. That meal turned out really well. I'd much rather have had me Trangia, but yeah, still managed great on that. And Ciaran's Soto Windmaster, very impressed with that. Took a few photos. It's actually been snowing, as you could see in the video. Wasn't expected at all, so yeah, turned out really exciting, really good. So I think I'll hit the sack now, so I'll bid you a good night.
Morning. Let's have a look. So it's 7:45. I can hear me dad rustling around outside. Been awake for about an hour, to be honest, just dozing. So, well, I've definitely slept, but as usual, just like broken sleep, you know. I'll never ever sleep soundly in a tent. I hardly sleep soundly in my own bed, but I was certainly comfortable and warm. I can see under the tent in the gap, the snow's melted, but I don't think it's rained through the night. The wind hasn't been too bad, so it's been all right. So I think what we'll do, I'll get up, have a coffee, something to eat, get packed up, and then we'll get back to the car park at Carter Bar, and then back to reality. So as you can see, yeah, the snow's all gone. It's much clearer sky. You see the moon up there. Sunrise is going to happen over there. We won't see it down from the tents, and that's not due in anyway. It's about another 15 minutes or so. But yeah, a really great spot. I think it's a good spot because it's like a bowl, so it shelters you from most of the wind. Yeah, really good camp, really enjoyed it. First of the year. Got quite a few more planned for this year, amongst other stuff. I fancy doing some sort of multi-day hikes like Cleveland Way or the Northeastern Coastal Path, amongst others. So I hope you'll join us for those. Anyway, I'll get down there, get me porridge on, and then we'll start the pack up. Right, as you can see, all packed up. That's been a cracking first adventure of 2023. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. So that's where I was lying there, flat. Dad was over there, Keane was over there. As always, we leave no trace. Have you enjoyed that, lads?
Good, great trip.
Yeah. So first of many, hopefully.
Yeah, first in snow as well.
Aye, first in
And
snow.
it's all gone this morning.
Aye, all gone. Still cold, like my hands are ready to drop off. So we're going to head back now to the car park at Carter Bar. We'll probably go a different route, and then get home and start the tidy up there. Right, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, press the like button. Even better, press the subscribe button. And that's it. Right, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.